Welcome to Tablenauts. My name is Max.
I'm Doolin.
And I'm Kenny.
And this is Realm of Reckoning. This is Ivy Studios' latest game on Kickstarter right now. If you're interested in seeing how the game plays, there should be a playthrough video on the channel as well, and we encourage you to check that out if you want to see it in action. But today we're going to do a very quick review and our thoughts on the game. But before we get into that, Kenny, can you tell us a little bit about Realm of Reckoning?
Yeah, so Realm of Reckoning is a drafting, area control, set collection, other stuff game.
Variable scoring.
Variable scoring.
Let's just say everything on BGG that you can throw in category.
Out of all the Ivy games, I feel it's like the biggest mishmash of
kind of a kitchen sink kind of a game.
Yeah, mechanics, yeah. But it creates like this really tense and like competitive game where you're vying for control on the map on different tracks and different scoring conditions. Play-wise, I'd probably say it feels the most something of like Seven Wonders, Blood Rage, Arcs, and
Tammany Hall. Yeah.
So if you take all those four games, kind of mash them together, I think that makes Realm of Reckoning.
We're going to do this in a very quick overview. Again, we just played for an hour and a half of our third playthrough of this game. So we're going to run through really quick. What is one of your favorite things about Realm of Reckoning, Doolin?
Okay, so this is going to be like a really minor thing to say. So hopefully you guys have better, cooler things to say. I love all of the things that they had mentioned. One of my favorite things about this, other than the hidden reveal of how much is somebody going to wager, but my favorite part about it is also whoever gets last doesn't have to spend all of their stuff. And so there's some strategy actually and not overreaching. Spending but not going too crazy, because if you get overbid, that's fine. Like it's you get to keep all of that. And there was a couple times this last game which I did significantly better than I did our first game. I just felt like I was like over like just overload on information. And this one I was like, okay, I think I can just kind of let them fight for this one and be ready for the next one, right? And in other games, whenever you hidden reveal, like you still have to spend all of that. Like
mine is probably the most common thing, which is just the variable scoring options that you have available. You know, it really is so interesting to see, like in the first age or era, that whatever's placed down is so impactful for scoring through the game. Like if you place something on the equity track,
which
like,
we did,
I lost 15 points the entire game and just decided that I'm not going to do that anymore. But that's a big swing in points, but. So it's just really impactful, like what the decisions of where you place stuff early and stuff like late game too can be really swingy. One thing I've learned for myself is always take last place. Always take last place.
I think one of my favorite things is that sort of mesh of tactileness and what's the word I'm looking for? Tactility, where you have to be like quick on your feet and able to change at a dime, but then also strategy. Like a lot of times you'll get a game that is one or the other.
I don't think it was tactility, by the way.
You really tried to help me out there.
I think.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I thought you can say a different way.
Oh, yeah. What am I trying to say?
I don't know,
man. Tactician-y.
Nope. What is the word I'm thinking of? Yeah, but the other one, which is not forward planning. Everyone watching knows what I'm trying to say here.
We got phones in our pockets. It's okay. Tactility refers to the ability to be felt or touched.
Yeah, that's probably not it. What is the word I'm thinking of?
Tactically?
Tactically.
Wow. Okay.
Tactility.
In a way that relates to the actions carefully planned game.
Maybe. Listen, you know what I'm trying to say.
Can all of this stay in?
Yeah, sure. Is that I think that there are a lot of games that rely on very heavy planning, and a lot of games that rely on you being quick on your feet and adapting. And I think this is a really good mesh of that. Because like in the first round, I didn't plan on going for that. I didn't plan on doing that at all.
Yeah.
And then you went for it, and I was like, bam, I'm there.
Yeah.
Then it also kind of like I went heavy in this, and then by the end of the round, these were all scoring, and I didn't touch any of them really. And so I ended up finding myself too deep in one hole and not kind of picking other pockets that I should have been the entire time.
Maybe that's my problem, because with games like this, you guys know that I'm like, I pick one strategy, I'm gonna go for it.
I don't think you can.
No, not in this game.
And the way that the game just evolves over time, where like in round one of this game, by the first two card plays, we knew two things that were scoring.
Yeah.
But then in the last round, the reckonings were the last three things to happen.
Yeah.
So like in the first round, we saw what was going to score and then played cards to affect that. And then in the final round of the game, we knew 6 things that were scoring, but those last 3, we didn't know what was going to be scoring until the game completed. So it's really just this nice ebb and flow of like, what can I predict and latch onto, and how can I also set myself up for success elsewhere? And obviously, I didn't do a wonderful job this time, but I do think that just combination of the two, they found a really nice middle ground that is very rewarding no matter what you're doing. Worst thing about this?
I can start.
Go for it.
I think the math in the game can be really tough. I think because anything is a resource in the game. Like you can use your wardens, you can use your acolytes, your influence on the track. So it get really hard to just kind of like keep track of like I can use 20 points of influence here, but how am I going to show my work?
I would caution you if you're someone who plays with a group that is very AP heavy and they have their turns. Like you got to think about it. Even the long turns, you're counting to what, 25? You know what I mean? It's not like you're counting to 40s, 50s, 100s.
Yeah.
But knowing where they come and the forethought of like, hey, I don't want to use this because that's about to score. So like it does take some time, and we had moments where we sat there for a couple minutes, but nothing more than that. But if you do have people that really get stuck in the mud sometimes, be cautious about this one.
Especially if they're gonna like count up what everybody else has every single time.
Because you can.
Because you can, absolutely. Because a lot of it is public, other than the cards.
Yeah.
That's the only...
everything other than the cards is completely mathematical. Quick worst thing?
Man, that I'm not good at it. Like, other than that, I love this game.
This was a really close game, though.
I did find it hard to grok the first time. I think...
Well, this is his second time.
It's true.
I lost my second time too. But I do think like
Listen, we've all won. We've all won one, except for Duke.
All of us.
All of us.
Well, I do think like just grokking like the scoring conditions can be hard your first turn time because there's so much to account for. But I think by game 2 or 3, it should become a bit more clear.
And mine's a minor nitpick that I think will be fixed by production copy, but admittedly the graphic design, beautiful. I love the look of the game.
Yeah.
But like figuring out where is what and where you are on what track can be a little weird at times. And I think they've already said as much that they're working to improve the graphic design and the color contrast in the final copy. But with the copy we have right now, it's noticeably difficult at times. Not anything overly so, but minor.
I will say, second game, that was much less of a problem. First game, like you guys kind of just had banners or whatever these things are called, kind of thrown everywhere, and you guys knew where they were going. But I was like, where are the spaces? I don't understand. And it was fine in this game because like you just get it by the end of the first play.
Who is it for?
People who like Tammany Hall, 100%, which is me. While you were describing the game, I thought of Blood Rage because you said that like drafting area control game.
You said that. I heard you. You did say Blood Rage.
Did you say Blood Rage?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's okay.
sorry. I'll cut that out. I'm gonna make sure I said it first.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's not a family game. I would say
No.
but
It's not a Euro.
No,
Has elements.
it has elements
but
of Euro, but I think it's just if you like a high conflict game, I think that's
yes.
for groups that like that.
But worth mentioning, no die rolls, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no combat. There's no real, like, you're fighting over the reckonings, but there's no randomness involved. There's
There's not a lot of gotchas either.
no.
You know what I mean?
Except for when you retconned that last placement and took me from second place to third. Yeah, that was the thing. And you retconned.
You're not first,
you
you're
know
last,
what?
right?
True.
But
You would have
the
been
only
first.
gotchas are these, right? Like,
Right.
like stealing them from somebody else or
Which are
causing them to lose
mostly
them.
minor.
Yeah, like, it's not. I mean, they're great.
They are very
but
good, yeah.
It's not like, oh hey, I kill 2 of your guys. Like they're out of this type of thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. No real. There's bad feelings from you losing, but there's no real bad feelings from someone getting at you.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is an important distinction to make, I think. If you like heavy conflict games, like this is there, but it's not the level of even something like Arcs, which I think that this was going to get compared to. Automatically, it doesn't have that level of randomness, combat, things like that.
Yeah, it should be said, like, if Max is winning or Kenny is winning, I can't be like, hey, Max, let's stop attacking each other. We're only going to attack Kenny.
Right.
Like, that's not
Not
really
a
a
thing.
thing in this
Yeah.
game. So,
What is your rank out of 5?
after only 2 plays, And I have been known to be too high on a game way too quickly. Out of 5, I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. I think this is really, really great. I think on repeat plays, it could continue to rise. I think on repeat plays, we could get tired of it and it go down to an 8, you know, like an 8 out of 5, 4 out of 5. But I doubt that it would go anywhere lower than that just because all of the elements of this game I really, really like. And I think this would be the type of game I could say yes to playing anytime. So
I think like this game that's kind of tailored for our group.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think.
Which we say about Ivy a lot, but I think
Yeah,
this
but
one
this
more
one
than
especially.
most.
more than
Yes.
'Cause I mean,
I
all
think they
the-
just have us in mind. What was it?
Yeah, thank you guys.
I think all the
What would
games
they
you
like?
mentioned, like Root, Blood Rage, Arcs, Tammany Hall, those are like our group's
Top
favorite.
10 games for
games,
us.
yeah.
So like this is, you know, I'd probably be with there dealing like this is like a 4.5 for me, pretty easily. Yeah, I just love how tense every game feels and just all the different considerations. Yeah, there's a lot here to enjoy if you like really like gritty competitive games, right? So.
I'm also right there with you.
Yeah.
I love it, and I do love that it is not as feel bad as Arcs and
Arcs.
Tammany Hall. Like I 100% agree that you should be discussing them while you're discussing this, but like they're also a little different.
More
we love
forgiving.
Tammany Hall, we love Arcs, but they do create some feel bad moments sometimes. I mean, I lost, but like there was no point in time that I was like, this sucks. Like I was annoyed at moments, but like not anywhere near.
We have witnessed Max have existential crises over.
Oh
Tammany
yeah.
Hall.
Oh
So,
yeah. Tammany Hall does something to me sometimes.
He's only cried once playing this, so
Yeah, that's 50% better than with Tammany Hall.
Yeah.
4.5, yeah, for me. At this point, with the consideration dueling that it could rise or fall with subsequent plays, it does make me want to revisit things like Brink, because I know we were super high on Brink at the time too, which was not production yet. We don't have that yet, but
Yeah.
loved that one too.
I mean, I still have good feelings about that.
Oh
game,
yeah, me
Like,
too.
it was great.
Oh, I agree.
I do think this fits me more than Brink does.
Yeah, a little less Euro.
Yeah.
We're known to enjoy a little Ameritrash, a little more combat type stuff. That,
No, it's weird. I feel the same way about this that I feel about Arcs, where like Arcs is one that I could see being in my top 10
Yeah.
if we play it enough, you know? And this is the same. It's just, it has all of the elements that I like.
yeah,
you know?
me too.
So-
Me too. Where is it on your Ivy Studios rank?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
This is the tough one, and it's worth mentioning that we're going to be considering games like Brink, like Tend, that are not even out yet, right? So where does this lie for you?
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
ready. I think this is number 3 for me.
Okay.
I think it's right under Tend, pretty close to Tend, and then Veiled Fate is still far and
Number one.
above number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they're on a roll like of games that I really really enjoy.
I know.
And man, I think this is great.
I mentioned this is two campaigns in a row that when like I read about Tend, I was like, is this gonna work? Like,
Yeah.
come on. And then I read about this one, I was much more excited. And to clarify, I love Tend. But I was much more excited about this one, but I was still like, can they keep it up? The answer is yes. I really sincerely think they can.
Yeah.
Thank you for cleaning the cat hair off the table.
And the funny thing is that like Veiled Fate just had a fairly recent expansion,
Yeah.
which kept it at 1. Like
Yeah, it
solidified
bumped it
it
up
at
for sure.
1 for me. So
What about you, Kenny?
yeah, it's the upper fourth of them. I don't know. It's so hard to think of all the games.
I know. I
Yeah.
was thinking the same
a
thing.
lot.
There's enough now. Like it used to be easy when there were 4, right? But
Yeah.
now there's enough that it's tough to put it into consideration.
I think I've enjoyed this game the more I've played it. So like the second play I enjoyed more than the first, and so on. So I think like being able to like be more competitive in the game and just knowing the mechanics better has made it a better game. So I think it's a game that would steadily rise, or just kind of stay where it is now. So I probably say it's like my third or fourth, maybe. I mean, I really like Brink and Veiled Fate are probably my favorite too. So I would probably
that for you.
yeah, I'd probably say this might be my third favorite as well. So
Yeah, it's tough for me to even say. I really don't know where it fits, but I would slot it at. Ugh, I'd slot it at 2. right now.
Two.
I think.
Is one Moonraker still?
I think
Okay.
one is Moonrakers, but again, with enough games, it's hard to get these repeat plays with them. I think one is Moonrakers because Mythic Mischief is probably like my favorite, but it's also an app game for me at this point in time. I just love that game so much, but it's
Would
not
that
one
be
I
3?
pull out.
Like this goes right above.
No, I think it's probably Mythic Mischief, this, then Brink.
Yeah. I'm forgetting our rankings.
Then
too.
Veiled, then 10, or 10,
I
then
think
Veiled. It's
my number
tough.
4. So just to clarify what this goes over, I think my number 4 or 3 used to be Fractured Sky.
I think Fractured Sky's fallen a lot for me. But
Really?
it's also just I haven't played it. And it's been so long since I played it. It's probably my least favorite, but it's because I haven't played it in forever.
Oh yeah.
I agree. For me as well.
Still really
I mean, I have good
fond
feelings
memories
about
of
that
it.
game, but it's been so long since we've actually.
I mean, my least favorite
love
RV
hidden
game is probably a
information.
7 out of 10, right? Like, my least favorite.
It's
So-
weird. If you look at my top 4, it's like Doolin loves hidden information and a farming game.
Yeah, a farming rolling, right?
Yeah, like it's Veiled Fate, most hidden information.
Yeah.
This and Fractured Sky, where hidden information is like power, right?
Yeah.
And then farming.
Hopefully this gave you enough information to decide whether or not this is a game you need to seek out, but we do encourage you to go check out their campaign page on Kickstarter as well. I'm sure you'll find lots of other information, videos from creators, reviews, and all things like that over on their campaign page. Leave a comment down in the description below if this interests you. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the game, and I hope you enjoy it the same way we do.
Yeah. Thanks
see you
for
next
watching,
time.
guys.